So I'm winding down the day and I'm doing this thing where I go through my ecosystem, like journal ecosystem, which I store digitally. And I note down things that are notable for the day. So it could be a full on journal entry, it could be just like blurbs or ideas or thought bubbles or whatever, in various kind of mechanisms within my iPad, and I kind of wanted to show what that looks like. So yesterday, well, no, actually earlier this week, I did a video kind of showing how to make this on Freeform. Right, this is the month of January. I made this the other day, so I didn't start utilizing it until like on the 7th when I made that video. Okay, so obviously I made the video on the 7th because that's when I first made my entries, and I kind of wanted to show how I use it, right? So with Freeform, you can zoom all the way in, you can do things. So I use it in a way that I can kind of jot down key ideas or thoughts. So today's the 9th, January 9th. As you can see up here, it's nighttime, so I'm like doing my nightly reflection and just random things that I wanted to remember for the day. Now, you can get as creative as you want. You can add pictures, you can add videos, stickers, whatever. It's just a way that you can look at at a glance at any given day and then zoom in to see what were memorable like moments of that day. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of like an example of how I use that. Now, this is just in my mind one journal. I have other journals and I'm going to show you how I use them. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to my notes app. And then as you can see, I have entries in here that I've handwritten with my Apple Pencil, like full on thoughts, ideas, like this one, I'm not going to show you, and then you can title and label it whatever you want. Today's Friday, so I haven't done one for today yet. But as you can see, however my mind works for that day, that's what that day's journal will look like. So this one, it looked more like this for the day, not a whole lot going on. This one, I was super lazy, just jotted, you know what I mean? This is what it looked like for the day. I'm gonna go back. Let me see another dated one. Tuesday will look more like this, still freehand, but and then let's do a Monday one, freehand. This is super vulnerable. Don't judge me. But I love using the notes apps because when you write numbers, they give you the option to click it and do more stuff. So like this says 11 p.m. You can click on the 11 p.m. and it takes you to the calendar to create an event. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm writing things down and it's coming alive with me. So I really love that. And this is just one journal, right? Within my ecosystem. Then I have, if I go over on here within the Apple Notes, hold on, it's misaligned. I'm like struggling. Okay, I can click on Planner. And then let's say for one of my organizations, I have a planner like that looks like this, right? This is like a planner that I built in Canva to kind of keep track of certain things. Some of this information is like, don't look too hard at it. But so for last week, this is kind of like not too much happened, but I jotted down at least the things that did happen. And then knowing I have a meeting the week after, I can actually start writing notes already and start planning for next week. Do you get what I'm saying? This is just an example of one way that you can use Apple Notes. I've showed this already. This is another company that I work with. So this is what the month of January on like a high level overview looks like for the planner. I typically go in here and write like key things that need to be remembered. And this is just one way you can do it. You can do things multiple ways. I mean, obviously there's this as well that I have for this client or customer. But I use these. See how my page is kind of set up? So these are my babies: Freeform, notes, reminders, calendar. I love stacks. So like I have things stacked, like various reminder uh, brackets or buckets or whatever. I have those stacked so I can look at everything at a glance, and it's interactive so you can click things up, click things off. And then I have also, like, this is also the Apple Calendars um, widget, so I can always at a quick glance see what the month looks like. This is structured. I really do like structured, but I feel like the more I started leaning more into the Apple ecosystems, the reminders, notes, freeform, and the calendar, I stopped relying so much on structured to do things because I don't know, it was just really cute at first. I loved the UI UX or whatever. Like I just loved how interactive it is. And it is intuitive. It's a good app. It really is. It's just now I prefer more simplistic ways of doing things that still have the dynamic features that this comes with. And the inbuilt apps here does that. I wanted to show you something else. So like I said, I was showing you how this looks. If I go back, I wanted to show you my gym journal. So I have one here called Gym for January. Uh, okay. Let me scoot back. So I've been keeping track of the my attempts at going to the gym this month, right? This is January. This is just, it doesn't have to be pretty. It's literally, in my mind, another journal. And what I love, like I was mentioning earlier, so like I'm going to zoom in on this day, which was, what is this, the 8th. I made a recipe for something because so in this journal, I talk about food and the gym, and you can click, like, I just was writing down like numbers, like everything is clickable. So look at this. I mean, not saying that you need this feature, but it's nice to have. You know what I'm saying? One thing I will say though about freeform, if you're not careful, you will move things around. That's why I tend to lock things up, or I'm very intentional with what tool I'm using. So I try to keep my lasso tool on hand if I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of zooming in and zooming out, or moving right and moving left, so that I'm not moving things that are meant to be stationary. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, this is just like, some days I feel like writing more stuff, as you can see, and then some other days I'm just like, bro, I'm tired. Like, look at this, you know what I'm saying? And I like being able to just look at it at a glance and be like, oh, wow, this is what's going on so far. So yeah, this is a gym and food journal. I wrote food noise. I could be more creative with designing this page, but I mean, I'm just a girl. Some of you are more creative than me, so you will have a lot of fun designing these pages, which will, make you more inclined to use it. And then this one I really like as well. Like I said, this is in line with the framework that I've developed. And there's a key down here, so I know what I'm looking at a glance. And I like that I can always come down. So like I made some notes here for something that like I was happening in real time. And that doesn't have to be attached to a date, but I will actually take this. So because I want to know when this note was made, I'm going to take my lasso tool, because that was from earlier today. Like I just had this page open while I was taking these notes. So I'm going to grab it. I'm going to resize it first, right? And I've made it smaller. Now I'm going to cut. And today is still the 9th. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to hit paste. Oh boy, does that need to be resized even further. So we're going to make that much smaller because it is super big. Let me undo that. Sorry, I don't have the best camera set up right now. Let me resize. Boom. Ooh, that's crazy. I don't like that at all. Let's leave it kind of more like this. But I'm going to move it. No, it needs to be smaller. I'm going to make it small. I'm going to make it small. Now, if you remember, this was really big. I want to put it in a spot where it's unobstructed. So let's put it here. Right? Oh, it rained today, so I grabbed a sticker